Hey AfterBuzzers! You're tuning into AfterBuzz TV's After Show for New Girl, where we are recapping episodes 13 and 14. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Guys, we're back. It's been, what, like 3 weeks?
I think it's been 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, New Girl was off last week.
Yeah, it was.
And the week before, we did not recap. We are recapping it tonight. So we have 2 episodes to recap. We have episode 13, Sam again. Oh
so
my god.
So
I know,
excited.
it was a great episode. And then we have episode 14 tonight. What was it, 300 feet? Is that what it was? Yeah, 300 feet. Before we jump right into everything, want to let you guys know that starting next week, New Girl will be airing 2 episodes back to back. So we will be recapping every week. I guess 2 episodes every week. That should make sense. I don't know why it's not being all jumbled in my brain right now. Anyway, I'm your host, Kellie Knezovich, and you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kellie Knez. You can also check out my blog, Pretty Little Bakers, where I teach you guys how to make super easy, fun, and really yummy desserts.
Really delicious desserts.
Brought a couple from Michelle tonight, and I really want some.
Oh my god, they're so good.
Speaking of Michelle.
Hey guys, I'm Michelle Fee, and you can follow me on Twitter at _Michelle Fee.
Oh, that was so simple.
Yeah, no. I like to
it.
keep things simple.
I like it. Okay, so let's start talking.
Right.
Episode 13, Sam again. I mean, Sam is back, who
Oh my
looks like
God.
Tarzan.
Right.
Or who did Nick say he looked like? Oh, shoot, I forget. I should have written it down.
Oh, Jim something, right? Like a musician?
Oh, was it Jimmy? No, it wasn't. Oh, God, you're right. Why didn't I write that down? Come on, Kel. Okay, well, anyway, I thought he looked like Tarzan.
I mean, he did look unkempt, but...
Yeah, and I felt bad for him. So we'll get into him, into his story in just a second. Basically, Jess gets a new job at this very prestigious school. And she goes and meets Genevieve, who's kind of like training her, teaching her how to do things, like, because she's on a trial run. She hasn't actually been like fully hired yet. So Genevieve's kind of running through everything with her. So it turns out Genevieve's partner or love, however she refers to him, I forget, ends up coming, and it's Sam. It's Tarzan Sam.
It's Sam. Wait, can I say really quick
yeah,
though,
go
like
for it.
this job or this school is like totally perfect for Jess. Don't you think so?
For sure.
Like, I feel like it was made for her.
But you know what, though? I also feel like she will find some fault into it because she likes to be goofy and you know, and have fun and play around. And I feel like this school is probably very, like, you know, like it has rules.
It's kind of like quirky.
Yeah. I think she'll like it. I think it can be an issue at some point, I think. But I think overall it's pretty
like
perfect
any
for her.
job.
I know, every job has its perks and downsides as well.
But I think for now it's perfect for her.
Yeah, I like it. So she and Genevieve are getting along really well, and Genevieve's partner comes along, and Sam is like, I'm Sam. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Did you recognize him at first? Because I totally didn't.
I mean, because it was Sam again, I was like, oh, Sam's back. But I was like, what is wrong with your beard? Like, no, what is happening? You're all right here. The hair.
Right.
Everything
the
about
beard.
this.
Everything about the face.
Everything about the face. Yeah, so he's kind of, you know, weird towards her. Honestly, I forgot how they ended. And
I did too.
It totally brought everything back to me because, of course, like the night that, you know, she and Sam were like together, and then she went out and Nick went out of his room, and they both just started making out, and and then I was like, oh my gosh, it brought me back to that because I love that scene. That was one of my favorite
I know
scenes.
You do. I know. I know where this conversation is going, Kellie.
Well, we don't have to talk about that right now. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, perfect.
So she ends up realizing, okay, I really want Sam, like, even though things ended up awkward, like, I want Sam to put in a good word for me with Genevieve. So she goes to his house. And
after, like, everyone told her not to.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, no, I'll just be cool. I'll be cool. And no.
Classic Jess.
I know. She goes to his house, and Genevieve is there, and she's just like, oh, yeah, like, we just had a lot of sex. Like, I'm like, okay, so she ends up having... Genevieve for like 5 minutes, and she basically wants to figure out like why Sam, you know, like what the heck happened. Basically, Sam's like, oh my gosh, like, well, you know, you ended up going with Nick, and
he basically cheated on her. Yeah.
I kind of, I just like, I don't know. I didn't really think about that because I was so focused on Jess and Nick.
Right.
You know, I wanted them to be together. So.
Right.
Anyway, she ends up getting this thing together where Genevieve, Sam, Nick, and Jess all kind of, what was it called? Like a circle?
Feelings farm.
A feelings farm.
So weird.
So weird, but I mean,
so
it's
her.
typical Jess fashion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she, basically they get everything out on the table.
Or chair.
Sorry, excuse me, the chair. They get
chair.
everything out on the chair. And turns out Sam's like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I can tell that you're not apologizing to me. I can tell you're not meaning it, Nick. And Nick's like, well, sorry, like, we had a really good run. We loved each other.
Right.
We had great sex. And again, like, just brought me back to that
place.
My
God. I knew it.
So anyway, he ends up punching him again.
In the throat, which is perfect.
Poor Nick.
I know.
Did he deserve it?
No, he didn't. He didn't deserve it.
No, but it's funny because at that moment too, Genevieve's like, "What has gotten into you?" And Sam's like, "I don't know who I am. Like, I don't know what's happening to me, but I do realize that this is such a big breakthrough." And
Right.
Genevieve was like, she was feeling it. At least that's what we thought in the beginning. She was like, "I'm so proud of you. I'm also dumping you." And I was like, "Poor Sam."
I know. And it was like, I feel like during that moment when he was like expressing his feelings, it was like really heartbreaking to see that Jess kind of made him into who he was at that moment. Like, she turned him into this like weird hippie yoga loving person, which that's not who he was. So yeah, I loved them together, but I also like felt really bad for him at that moment just because of,
I felt that he was so lost.
yeah.
And he is lost, and
I don't think she knew that.
no. I don't think she did either. So it was kind of a bittersweet moment because she was able to, you know, everyone kind of saw that he had a breakthrough.
Yeah.
And then he got dumped, and then she got the job. So it's kind of like, great job, Jess.
You win some, you lose some.
But yeah, exactly. You can't win them all, right?
Right.
Okay, so to kind of wind things up with Jess and Sam, she ends up feeling really bad, which I think she should.
Yeah.
Because then she realizes, like you just said, Michelle, like, she kind of ruined him.
Yeah.
She kind of...
It's upsetting. I mean, I feel like, you know, Jess can do no wrong, but this is like the one thing that she couldn't really control. You know what I mean? Like,
control his feelings, or...
Like, every single feeling that she had at that moment. Like, when she decided to kiss Nick, like, she couldn't control that feeling. She couldn't control, like, the way things went for Sam. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she went over to his house and apologized with brownies. And she actually, I kind of felt she was like, let's get back together. I mean, she didn't say that, but she was like, we were great together. And we, you know, I agree. We had something really, really great. And I was like, Jess, where are you getting? Like, what are you trying to say?
I'm like, yes, it's happening again.
And I was thinking that he'd be like, oh my gosh, do you want to be with me? But, you know.
He's still hurt.
He's still hurting. And he ended up taking the brownies and just smushing them together.
I do wonder, though, in that moment if that was, like, scripted or if he just decided to do that.
I would love to go back and watch that scene and kind of see if we can tell by her face. Because oftentimes you can tell, like, if they're like, what's happening?
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. But yeah, so that was kind of the end of their story in this episode. In terms of Nick, Schmidt, Cece, and Winston, they kind of had their little thing. Schmidt did not want to get sick and realized that Nick was getting sick, so he ended up quarantining him in a room with saran wrap.
Yeah.
And then Cece.
Which is totally going to stop all those
germs, I know.
You know?
Smart.
Totes.
So Cece ended up getting sick as well, and he quarantined her into the room to hang out with Nick. And they're watching some weird show.
It was like Muppets, like... I don't even know how to explain it. Because it's not Muppets on steroids. No, it was a lot weirder than that. And
who said it? Was it Winston or Schmidt? Somebody said, like, wow, I really did have to get sick to think that this was funny.
Oh, it was Winston.
Was it Winston?
Yeah, because he faked sick.
Yeah.
To be in there with them.
Oh, yeah. So it does turn out Winston had a date, and he didn't want to go on the date because he still wasn't over Allie. And I don't think he should have to go on a date if he's not over Allie.
I don't think so either, but I mean, he has to move on at some point.
And I do agree that getting out there and trying to date is going to help him move on.
Mm-hmm. But, like, not so soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I get what you're saying.
Then again, you and I were saying, too, like, I was kind of surprised that this was made a big deal. Like, I think it was Schmidt was like, oh, you have to get over the Allie heartbreak. And I'm like, Allie heartbreak? Like, you...
Yeah.
I mean, she has a boyfriend, but, like, you didn't, you know, it's not like you guys dated for 17 years and then broke up. Like, it was just...
Right. But, I mean, I guess, in a sense, it kind of was a heartbreak. You know, just because he loved her so much. Yeah. Or, I mean... Maybe he just really likes her and not loves her yet. You know?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see where their storyline goes.
We will see.
So anyway, Winston is like, okay, I have to get out of here. Like, I can't take this stupid Muppet show. And he's like, I have to go on the date. Like, I really have to do it. So he ends up sneaking out, which I was laughing so hard during that scene. I thought that was really funny. I was just, like, kind of waiting. What else is going to happen? Like, how's he going to get? Because Schmidt is practicing his speech and or his presentation. And Winston's just kind of, like, running around and, like, crawling on the ground and making noises and sneezing. And Schmidt's like, what is going on? And then he carries on. And it was a cute little moment. It was
a great scene.
Yeah, I like that scene a lot. It turns out Schmidt ends up giving a disastrous presentation and is trying to hold in a sneeze. Have you ever held in a sneeze before, Michelle?
No, I can't. I don't know how.
Oh,
how
my
do you
gosh.
Hold in
it
a
is
sneeze?
Painful. You just don't, like, let it out. It, like, hurts your sinuses. It's really painful. So I understand Schmidt and his issue during that whole scene. Anything else with that episode?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's move on to tonight's episode, 300 Feet. I had absolutely no idea what 300 feet meant until, like, the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes maybe.
Wait, I don't think I got it.
300 feet is the distance that you need to stay for, like, a restraining order.
Okay.
You have to keep 300 feet from one another.
Oh my God, thank you for explaining that to me because I totally would have not known.
Yeah, so it turns out Jess is trying to get a hold of Sam, and she can't, and it turns out she gets served at the bar, which I was like, props to you,
it's kind of ironic,
man who gets served at the bar, right? So she gets served, gets a restraining order from Sam. She really wants to make things right with him.
Yeah.
And
well, because I feel like first of all, she totally still has feelings for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they kind of came back when she saw him.
Oh my God, how could they not?
I mean, if I don't know, Tarzan, I was like, no, not down for that.
Yeah.
So she ends up trying to leave a letter on Sam's car at the hospital. Mm-hmm. And she's like, which car is his? I don't know. There are all so many black cars. So she's like, oh, shoot, there he is. And jumps into a random bed of a truck.
Because of course, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what I would do when I'm hiding from someone. I'd jump into some stranger's truck for sure. Turns out to be Sam's truck. And she drives away in the back of Sam's truck and calls Winston. It's like, what's happening? Like, what do I do? Meanwhile, best part ever, he's listening to Selena Gomez.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
Hands to Myself. And then what was the other one? The heart wants what it wants.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. He ends up getting a car wash. I know, it's so perfect. Ends up getting his truck washed, and Jess is in the back just like flailing, like getting all just...
That's the worst.
Have you ever gotten washed?
No, not like that.
What?
But it looked horrible.
Oh, it looked awful. I was like, Michelle, do you have experience here?
No. Oh my God, no.
That would be a great story, though.
It would, but...
I mean, I feel like we lived vicariously through her in that moment.
Right.
It was pretty awful. So she ends up, jumping on the hood of his truck, and he's
she managed to get out somehow. I totally missed how she jumped out.
I just felt so bad with the spinning thing, and it's like flapping her. She's just like, what do I do? Oh God. So she ends up jumping on his truck, and he's like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? And they have a conversation outside the car wash. And she basically says, I'm not dangerous, I'm not crazy. I mean, clearly. So she like her phone isn't working because it got water damage probably. So she ends up throwing it and turns around and walks straight into a pole.
I did not. I actually didn't see that one coming.
I didn't like even see the pool. Like,
I
didn't see the pool at all.
I feel like watching the show long enough, like you kind of can tell when things are going to happen or like certain things, and it's just like, oh my god, that pool came out of nowhere. Like I totally feel her.
I know
in that moment.
I definitely did not see that one coming at all. So she ends up running into the pole, and you know, Sam's like, oh, just get in my truck, I'll take you back home. And I'm like, okay, something's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
What's gonna happen? He ends up taking her home, to her home, and Jess is like, I can't stop thinking about you. Like, I want to be with you. And Sam immediately goes in for the kiss.
Oh my god, it was perfect.
I wasn't expecting that either.
I wasn't either.
It was just like so mind-blowing to me. Oh,
this episode last night like was really unexpected.
Yeah,
which is kind of nice. It's a nice change.
Yeah, I mean, you have the restraining order on Jess. Jess of all people. Like, she's the coolest, like, nothing would happen. You know, she wouldn't ever need a restraining order, and then she gets a restraining order.
Are you sure about that?
Nope. Take back what I said. I love that Sam was bold enough to go in for the kiss. I mean, he's still heartbroken, but he's just like, I can't stop thinking about you either.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, I gotta do it.
I know. So he goes in for it, and you know, Winston. Winston is just like my hero. He's like, this is my friend face, and this is my cop face. And Jess is like, there's no difference. And he's like,
she's like, I can't tell.
I know. So Winston demands them to stand 300 feet apart, and Sam's like, you know what? I don't trust myself to. Well, he decides to drop the restraining order, and Winston's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And Sam's like, oh, you know what, that's a good point. Like, I don't trust myself not to call you. I'm still so mad at you. And he ends up driving away, and, you know, Jess...
They were so good together.
...chases after him. Just you wait, Michelle. Jess chases after him, and she's like, you know what, I lied. I know that I said I grew up, but I don't know if that's true or not. And he gets in the car, and they have a makeout sesh.
It was amazing. I love them so much together.
Yeah. No.
You know what? Just let it all out.
No,
it's feelings time.
I know. I do. I think it's interesting that he's back. I didn't expect him to be back.
Yeah, me neither.
I think, like, I just kind of forgot about him because that was was it the first season or the second season?
I think it was the second.
I think it was the second season.
Or third.
That was a long time ago. Like, to be honest, I completely forgot about him. The fact that he's all, you know, back in her life, and very much so. I mean, she's trying hard with him.
She is. But does this mean that it took him almost 2 to 3 years to get over her?
Oh, God.
Because I want to say, like, every season is like a new year, right?
That's kind of how I see it. Oh, I never thought about that. Gosh, I would hope not. I feel bad.
I know.
I mean,
but I mean, it makes sense.
How long were they together for? Like a couple months,
He said a couple months, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor guy, such a changed man.
But they loved each other so much.
He really liked her.
Yeah.
He really, really liked her.
And I think them leaving on, like, unspoken terms or, like, you know, they weren't able to have closure.
No closure, yeah.
So
closure is important.
It is important. So I can see why he couldn't get over her after all these years.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see where they're going.
Me too.
Quickly, let's talk about Nick and Schmidt and Connie, the owner of, they have a business situation with Connie because Connie is taking over their valet. Or her valet is taking over the area.
Parking spaces.
Yeah, for the bar.
Prush.
Yeah, yes. So it turns out Nick and Schmidt they leave a fish in her
bar, I feel like.
And then Connie's like, oh, what are you guys doing? Like, are you guys trying to start something with me? And she's like, don't mess with me. This has been the worst year of my life.
Right.
I ran over a dog, and my husband left me for my neighbor, and then he left her for my mom. Like,
oh my God, she was a hot mess.
Situation.
Oh, I think the reason why they left a fish in her bar was because they thought she cut one of, like, their soda lines to their bar because they had a bar confrontation.
They thought it was like a war kind of. This means war type thing.
That's why the fish was there.
I got it. So she was kind of determined from that point on to, she's like, I'm going to destroy you. Like, you mess with me, you're done for.
I mean, she was having such a horrible year, so I don't blame her.
I feel bad. So anyway, Nick and Schmidt, of course, get paranoid, and they start clearing at the bar and making sure everything's in, you know, tip-top shape and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Cece's like, wait a second, what if this was her plan the entire time to get you guys paranoid and turn against each other, start bickering and fighting, and then, kick everyone out of the bar because they're not up to standards or code or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, Nick's like, wow, you know what? I have to call a business meeting with every business owner on the block. Schmidt, you can't come. So he ends up bringing, I know, I was like, why can't Schmidt come? So he ends up inviting, they have a sit-down meeting, and I love that Cece's there because she's for sure an owner of the bar.
Is she?
I know. I mean, I guess by marrying into it.
Yeah.
But she just works there.
Yeah. Maybe she was like Nick's proxy or whatever.
Could be. But
no,
she was drinking.
Yeah, she was also drinking.
So she was drunk during this time, right? Or was this a different day? I think it was the same day.
It's the same day. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
maybe she was like sobering up.
That could be it. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they tried to talk about the business plan of, how they're going to settle the parking situation with the valet and everything. And Schmidt comes into the picture and he's like, you know what, you guys, this bar has something that you guys will never have. And everyone's like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, Nick Miller. You guys don't have Nick Miller.
So sweet.
It was sweet. Total bromance.
Total romance.
So anyway, they get the valet. They call a truce with Connie. And I think that's pretty much it for their story.
Their story was very, short.
Very, kind of nonchalant.
That's fine.
Yeah. It was all about Jess and Sam. Oh,
Perfect.
my God. We'll see where that one leads. I don't know. Do you want to hop into news?
Yeah.
And gossip? I think it was it
Deadline?
The Damon.
Damon Wayans.
Was that 2 weeks ago that it was announced? I want to say it was 2 weeks ago.
I think so.
Damon Wayans Jr., a.k.a. Coach, is going to be back for the final 2 episodes.
I'm so excited. Woo!
I'm so excited. This is all I want in life. JK, that is false. But other big news
for me.
In the life of the show, that's all you want.
I know. I love Coach so much. I wonder if he's going to bring May. I don't care. I'm just happy that Coach is back.
Yes.
Today it was announced. Do you want to tell?
Sure. New Girl is being renewed for their 6th season.
Yay!
I mean, we all saw this one coming. Let's always be surprised. It's a great show.
For sure. I mean, they could have wrapped it up with Cece and Schmidt's wedding, though.
No, they can't, though. Because don't you want Nick and Jess to get together?
Well, yeah,
that's
duh.
Like Endgame, Kelly.
Okay,
so they
okay.
can't wrap it up.
That's true. That's true. True love for Cece and Schmidt. So that means season 6 is going to be all about Nick and Jess. Right?
You wish.
Right?
No,
right?
you wish.
We'll
you
see.
wish.
But yeah, it was. I think it was again 2 weeks ago on Wednesday. Jake Johnson had an Instagram video, and he was with Schmidt, and he was like, I'm so excited for tomorrow, for Thursday, because Damon's coming back. And so they were filming the last 2 episodes a couple Thursdays ago, so that was really cool. Also, I wanted to share, because I thought that was really funny about Megan Fox.
Oh, right.
So Megan Fox is pregnant with baby number 3.
Yay.
And she is, is she...
So cute.
Okay, take 2. She and her husband are not officially divorced, but they are separated, or they filed for divorce?
They filed for divorce, but she's not saying if he's the father of her third baby.
Okay, so that's the thing. Nobody knows who the father is, and
no one even knew she was pregnant.
I know, she's got a bump.
Yeah. It just popped.
So it was really funny because she Instagrammed today, right?
Mm-hmm. Either today or yesterday.
I want to say, okay, yeah. So she Instagrammed a collage of her and Shia LaBeouf, her and...
I don't know who the other person was.
It wasn't Will Arnett, was it?
Maybe, because they are in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
is
together.
that the movie they're in? I was like, I don't know what movie they're in. Yes. Okay, so that one, and then in the bottom... sorry. In the bottom picture, it was of her and Nick Miller.
Oh, they're so cute together.
I loved it, but then the caption said hashtag
not the father,
not the daddy, or something,
not the baby daddy, or something like that.
And I was like, oh, there's always hope, because we really did like them together.
They were really cute together. I think Jake is married though, like IRL.
No. I think they all are. I think Schmidt. I know.
Yeah.
Well, Megan Fox is doing her own thing. She's gone from the show. Who knows if she'll return for...
I hope she does.
It'd be weird having her back at the wedding with a baby bump, though.
No.
You think that'd be normal?
No, I think that'd be totally normal.
Oh my god.
Because then Nick would be like,
that'd be hysterical.
It would be hilarious because Nick would be like, is that mine?
Oh shoot! Wait, what if?
Oh my god, storyline.
Predictions! Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Okay, well, maybe we'll see her at the
Wedding
finale. That'd be kind of cool.
Fingers
the baby on the way.
crossed.
Because, I mean, if they shot with Damon 2 weeks ago, Thursday, so that's like 12 days ago, they shot the final 2, or at least the second to last episode.
Right.
Then maybe she'll be here. And she has a pretty big bump now. So, yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely see the bump.
Maybe.
Oh, exciting.
Oh my god.
Let's get into predictions.
Yay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Michelle?
Okay. Well, I think that Jess and Sam are going to like do great, but I have a feeling that history will repeat itself. And
Oh my gosh, she can't.
I know, but like I just feel like that's kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like relationship wise, or like maybe even people wise. Like there's just something about someone else. Maybe when you're in a relationship that you're like really attracted to. I don't know. This is just a prediction, Kellie.
Yeah,
like you look
no,
so sad right now.
Because
Like,
I'm going off of that, and I'm thinking, okay, well, this season is all about them growing up.
right.
And they're learning, how to be better in situations. So if that were the case, Jess can't cheat on him again. Or
Well, maybe
go back
she
to
won't cheat
Nick.
on him. Maybe she'll just break up with him.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think Jess needs to deal with heartbreak from Sam.
Like he's gonna break up with her.
I don't think he's going to cheat on her, but I think it's going to be like, I don't know, something about like, I'm still mad at you or something, well
Yeah.
into the relationship. I can't do this anymore. And she's
Right.
like, oh, bummer type thing.
Yeah.
Obviously a lot cooler than that.
A
Bummer.
lot cooler.
Moving on. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. I didn't think about that.
I mean, it's kind of predictable, but we'll see what they do
Yeah.
or what they decide to do, I guess.
I am hopeful that I don't know. I feel like something's got to happen with Winston in a positive light.
Like him by himself or him with Allie?
Him with Allie.
Okay.
I feel like it's time for him. There's been a lot of talk these last couple weeks about why I'm like so somber about this. There's been a lot of talk recently, like about how he's dealing with the heartbreak of Allie and stuff, and I feel like Allie needs to just be like, oh, Winston, I love you, and he's like, oh, Allie, I love you too. Obviously, it wouldn't turn out that way.
Right, much cooler, right? A lot cooler.
But yeah, in terms of Sam and Jess, I'm anxious to see where that's going. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I wonder if there might be issues and she might talk to Nick about it, and that might kind of spark something. Because you saw that look in her eye when he was like, we had something really great. We had a great love. We loved each other so much.
Well, maybe she was just like, oh, he's like reflecting on like our past relations. Like
it was a really sweet moment, though.
It was a really sweet moment.
I don't know.
Damn it, Kellie.
I don't know.
I don't
feel
know
like
anymore.
What does this world come to? I feel like she might go to Nick at some point and try to get some advice. Why would you get advice from Nick?
Right.
But I feel like
Especially
it might happen.
relationship advice.
I know, but remember that time? When was it? It was after she got back from jury duty. He's like, hey, kid, we really missed you. Like, I'm really glad you're back. Like, he was so mature and adult about it.
Right.
So I feel like if she goes to him asking, seeking advice, like, oh, Sam is not who I want him to be or whatever.
Right.
I think that Nick will kind of, because he's growing up too. I think that he'll kind of give a
You're right.
positive outlook on things.
I think that's
And
so
I think
good.
she might be like, wow, I love you. Okay, I just killed it right there.
You did just kill.
I was like doing
You
so
were doing so well, Kellie. And then, thanks,
Epic
Alexis.
fail. Well, I guess on that note,
I guess the heart just wants what it
I
wants.
know the heart just wants what it wants.
All right, Selena Gomez.
Cute Selena Gomez. I guess that's it. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think
I'm
we
so
covered
excited
everything.
for next week. We have
Same.
2 episodes next week. And every week after that until
the end.
until the show's over.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be recapping 2 episodes. Hopefully we'll see Sam. Hopefully we'll see Allie and more positive things with Winston.
And Coach.
Oh my God, I can't. I'm like gonna cry when that happens. I'm so excited. He's great. Okay, well, I guess is that it? Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, we'll see y'all next week. We'll see y'all next week instead of 2 weeks from now. That's exciting. All right, have a good week, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.